So I'm finally back on the allotment and making videos. A lot of little things to deal with at the house, lots of little DIY projects, building a nice little sauna, and I'll show you all that in the kitchen garden when I do a tour of the kitchen garden. But I'm back on the allotment now, got a few days to get everything tidied up, got a lot of replanting to do. I'll show you it in its kind of messy end of summer state, and maybe towards the end of the month I'll do another video showing it as it sort of transitions to its autumn state and it all gets a little bit tidier and easier to look after. But it's been a pretty good summer. I've had a really nice time, done a lot of hiking, a lot of swimming, a lot of cycling. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I've had a great summer and now ready for a great gardening autumn. Okay, let's do a quick skim round. We'll save the polytunnel for last. Beetroot, this is sort of at the end of the summer beetroot. It's going okay. The colettes are going absolutely bonkers. They're huge now. They're well up to my sort of shoulder height, and a little bit of whitefly issues on them, but you can see the colettes starting to form really nicely on the stems there. Really happy with those. They did all get kind of blown over a bit in the gales, but I think I've saved them. And then down here we've got the winter Savoy cabbages, and I think they've pretty much survived the slugs so far. Keep finding the odd little issue, but yeah, they're looking pretty good. These are the Brussels sprouts. These are really late. I put these in so late. Look at the tiny sprouts on these, but you know, at least they're starting to form, and there's quite a while yet before I'm going to eat them. I mean, we tend to focus on Brussels sprouts in the sort of January, February sort of time frame. So yeah, and it looks like, as I said, these colettes will be feeding us all the way through winter. We do leave the colettes in because you do get an incredible harvest in spring of leaves and florets. So moving on, got the leeks. They're looking pretty good. Last few autumn raspberries, kind of buried underneath the raspberries. We've got the gooseberries. Most of those have lost the leaves now due to sawfly. And then these are the autumn and winter beetroot. End of this month, I cut all the top leaves off, just leave the beetroot, and then I can actually see what's going on underneath all those leaves. I can get rid of all the slugs, get rid of all the snails, get rid of all the weeds. And I know how much I've got to harvest. And I actually did that back with those beetroot in the bed that we've just passed. And you can see that they've kind of completely regrown all the leaves now. So underneath all that, there's a lot of good beetroot. These are the winter red cabbages, red ladero. Looking quite nice, these. Good size, sort of medium size, which is quite nice. There's a few really big ones like this one here, but most of them are a good sort of medium size. All these beds of mine, they've all got clubroot, so I need to grow clubroot resistant varieties. I've got a few more on Debbie's plot, which we'll be eating in autumn, and then we'll switch over to these. And there's the winter and spring carrot bed. Pretty much untouched, and I don't really touch it until I've finished with that carrot bed. I'm going to pick some carrots out of there, so I'll just show you those, and they're pretty nice. I'll be eating those this week. Just started with my spinach. I've got a nice bed of spinach down there. Zoom in on that a bit so you can see it. That's looking pretty nice. And then this bed. Next batch to come. I do multiple batches of spinach, so I get my favourite varieties for each of the seasons. What I'm not doing this year is I'm not doing a true winter spinach, like giant winter, because I'm just going to grow them under grow lights in the greenhouse, because I find that in the middle of winter, you know, by that I mean sort of the end of December to the middle of February, the quality of the spinach is not that great, really. It's not good enough for salads. It's okay for cooking, but it's not really great. And from the greenhouse under grow lights, it's excellent. And I just like excellent quality food, really. Got a few potatoes here, just flowering now. So these will be the ones we'll be eating in spring. The ever-bearing strawberries, still getting the odd strawberry off them, but not a huge number now. Taste starting to decline a little bit. And I've got some more cabbages, and these I've got a few cabbage wipes on them, so I'll get those sort of tidied up in a few minutes. But yeah, these are, you know, there's a big difference between the ones that you plant late and the ones that you plant early, especially the ones that are in shade. So these are planted at the same time, but these weren't in shade, and these have grown much better. But even so, I've still got nice firm heads, but they are getting a little bit eaten. So I think these will probably get harvested fairly soon. And I've got some late red cabbages and some different caterpillars. Loads of caterpillars on all of these. So I don't generally net at this time of year. I just collect up the caterpillars and get rid. So all of my climbing squash have been harvested now, and they're all curing mostly in the conservatory on the shelf where it's nice and warm. It's not quite as humid as I'd like for them, but to be honest, they always do well, and they keep until sort of June sort of time, so I can't really complain. And then down here, I've got my youngest pepper bed. All starting to ripen up quite nicely there. We've still got a few green ones, but plenty of ripening ones. The odd one going mouldy. Don't really worry about the odd things like that. But yeah, they're all looking pretty good. So this bed I'll probably leave in for about a month, and this will provide us with fresh peppers until then. I am starting to take my pepper beds out though, and I've taken my melon beds out. So this melon bed is now baby leaf, beetroot and chard, and yeah, it's all looking pretty good. So I have tried doing this in previous years, and I planted them just that a little bit too late. Planted them after the peppers rather than after the melons. But in this case, I think it's okay. I think they're going to do just fine now and give us a nice harvest in autumn and spring, early spring. They probably won't give us a very good harvest in the middle of winter, and for that I use the grow lights again, and do them in the greenhouse. And these are the potatoes. These are the late baking potatoes, so kind of stored in there underneath this wood chip and in the compost that they grew in. Some really nice baking potatoes, and we're currently eating the ones that we harvested a few weeks ago. But yeah, these I'll leave for as long as I can, because they just keep so much better in the ground than they do once they've been harvested. But certainly by December I'll have picked all of these and got these beds all replanted. The asparagus is looking pretty good. I normally take my asparagus out in early October because of the shade, but actually this year it's not too bad because we don't have a bed here anymore. We've got a table and chairs, and the bed that was there has gone, and I've got these little tiny beds down the side here. This one's got peas in it which are just finishing, hanging baskets which I just harvested. We just compost all those, and ever-bearing strawberries which I'm still eating, and salad onions down here. I'm just about to replant this actually with new salad onions. And then I've got a pepper bed which I'm going to clear today, and that'll get replanted with lettuce probably. We've got lots of other options, salad rocket, all sorts of different things, baby kale leaves and things to go in these beds. And then down here, got the lettuces that we're currently eating. And under there, doesn't need a net, but the net is there to stop the pears flattening everything. I've got salad onions for winter interplanted with lamps, lettuce and squash that are finished. And then more salad onions that got flattened in the storm. Need to leave this bed clear probably now, because once I've harvested these salad onions, it'll be broad beans going in there. More autumn fruiting raspberries at the back there, and then these are the French beans. And these are pretty much finished now. I had a frost last night, so and we're going to have cold nights now all the way through until October, so I don't think I'm going to get any more beans off these, so I need to just get those cleared. Got this pepper bed which I'm clearing today. We are back with the colettes again. Got this was courgettes, got it replanted last week with lettuces for autumn. Blueberries just finishing, some beautiful Braben apples there, and a cherry tree and a pear tree and stuff there. And I just popped some radish and things like that in there, and some salad rocket in that one. And I think let's look in the polytunnel. So it's a bit shady in here, but the cucumbers are still doing okay, even though we had a frost last night. I didn't seem to have caught those. But we won't have much of a harvest off these now, because basically it's 22nd of September, and within 2 weeks all of this will be cleared and it'll all be replanted with the salads that will be eaten all the way through winter and spring. And this bed pretty much stays salads. It's got salads in it at the moment, but those will all be cleared and replanted with babies. But yeah, all lettuces all the way down here in place of these tomatoes. As I say, still got a couple of weeks to harvest and ripen off all these tomatoes. Some more cucumbers there, some celery underneath there, just some little kale leaves and various bits and pieces. So yeah, looking forward to getting this all cleared. Means a lot less watering for me, a lot less management, and a bit more sunshine, a bit less shade. And I think we're done. So I hope you like this quick video. My name's Steve. This is the Outgrow channel, and I'll see you soon.